What is what is up, everyone? It is Rav, the American Nomad. Welcome to the Wednesday Hump Day Show. We're over here on B camera. We got B camera actually working today. We actually switched cameras out for a different camera, so we're going to try this today, see if it works better than the old Nikon does. It's actually an old iPhone, so it may work better than the old Nikon, hopefully. So anyway, how are you guys doing today? Hump Day, we're almost there to the weekend again. But with these COVID days, it's almost every day is like the weekend for some of us, right? Anyway, excited today. We have a guest on the show. Some of you may have heard of him. He's very well known in the Nomad community. That's why I'm super excited to have him on because, this show, it all originates really around nomads, and I haven't had a nomad on the show. So I'm super excited to have him on, and everybody knows him in the Nomad community as Badge. And his YouTube channel is Badge Everybody Needs One. And I've actually got a bunch of Badge stickers over here that I actually got from Mr. Badge from RTR 2020 at the beginning of the year. I'll actually show you when we switch over to A camera. I'm still finagling with this new software, so be patient with me. Anyway, what you say we hit that intro? And as always, I forgot to hit the audio recording for the audio podcast, but that's okay. Oh, it looks like one of our, no, it's still, I thought our B camera locked up there, or our fan cam locked up. Looks like it's still going though. Anyway, let's, don't forget to subscribe. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy the show, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and give us a like. It'll help us in the YouTube algorithm. And without further ado, let's get on over here to A camera. There we are. Good to see you guys. Who do we got in the room? Let's jump over here in the chat. Oh, we got 12 people. Let's see. Yeah, Random Nomad, Step Van Dan. Good to see you, buddy. Step Van Dan. Matilda, good to see you. Yeah, we got 5 people in the room already, 12 comments. Step Van Dan says Badge rocks. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Badge is the man. I know, Step Van Dan, your name rhymes with being the man, but actually Badge is the man when it comes to the Nomad community. I was really hoping at RTR this year, the year coming up, the RTR that I guess jumped the shark that we're not going to have probably because of the COVID. I was really hoping that Badge would be able to install me a diesel heater in my rig this year, because he is a master at installing diesel heaters. And I was really hoping to get one this year, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. But that's okay. I'm in Southern California, so it's actually not that cold. Okay, well, without further ado, instead of just talking about him, let's get the man in here. So without further ado, let's welcome Badge. Everybody needs one, Badge. What is going on, buddy?
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Not much. Yeah.
How's the weather up there in the Great White North?
It's pretty good. It's hovering around 30, 32 or 35, somewhere on there.
And that's Fahrenheit? Yeah.
So
you're right around freezing.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty warm.
Staying around freezing.
That's actually pretty warm for you guys up there, isn't it? This time of year?
Yeah. If it stays like this, it's going to be pretty good because it can drop to 20 below Celsius. No problem.
Right. Let me you, Badge, you are a full-time nomad in a travel trailer, right? Is it a bumper pole or a gooseneck? I've seen it, but I can't remember.
Bumper pole.
It's a bumper pole. And, it's funny because I'm getting back over on Nomad News, which I think you saw that. And I was going through a lot of the the nomads that I know of that I used to cover on Nomad News, and I saw Seven Gray's new video. He did a new video, and he's evidently moving. He's putting the step van up for sale, and he's moving. I haven't covered this on Nomad News, so this is the first time I've talked about it. But I saw this the other day, and so he's putting the step van up for sale. And he's one of the guys that I looked to when I was buying a step van, because he had looked at a Snap-on truck, which I ended up getting. He didn't get the Snap-on because it was in such bad shape up in New York, but he ended up with a step van, and he was one of the guys I looked to when I got a step van. And now he has basically bought a Dodge with a Cummins 6BT in it, pickup, to pull a bumper pull trailer. And he says you are the culprit that has the culprit to blame for the reason he's selling his step van, and has bought a Dodge pickup diesel, and is gonna buy a bumper pull travel trailer. He says you're the one. He said when he was in the Arizona desert with you last year, and you guys would drop your trailer and just run to town. So I get that, because there's nothing worse than setting up camp when you're in the rig that you travel in. I think a lot of people don't understand this, that aren't nomads, but when you're in the rig that you travel in, and you're out, you set up camp out in the Arizona desert. I know this because this happened to me this last year, the last couple of years at RTR. You got everything set up. You got your lounge chairs outside. You got your little carpet outside. You got all of this stuff that you wanted to put outside. It's all outside. But then you need to go to town and get water because you run out of water. So you literally got to pack everything up, or get everything in your rig, pack everything up, and then drive to town. But in your situation, which you don't see a lot of nomads, you see a lot of the full-time RVers, the retirees that are doing pull behinds. But when it comes to the YouTube nomad community and the nomad community, most of the time they're in they're one rig. They're not pulling a trailer. You're one of the only nomads I know that actually that pulls a trailer.
Well, it all started out back in I've been doing this for 25 years, or 30 years, 70, 94. I did it full time. And I just always had a trailer. So to get it was just a common thing for me, right? Now, don't get me wrong. That I'm going to take all the credit for Seven, by the way. Take all the credit for that.
Well, he said in his video, he said you're the one to blame.
Oh yeah, we were doing the killer dowel pin.
Right, that's right. I actually watched that video.
Yeah, and he says, well, we need this, and we need this part. A water pump. That's what it was. And I said, we'll just go into town and get one. So the trailer was there. I was there with the dogs, everything. It wasn't a big deal. And I just jumped in the truck and going. He says, "This is the way to do it." I says, "Yeah." But I get a phone call. So for me. So I repair stuff. You can't with a fifth wheel trailer or something like that. You can't really get tools in, because I got a full-blown toolbox, right?
Right.
And so I says, this is the way to do it. This is the way to do it. And plus, I have 400 watts of solar on the roof, and 35-gallon water tank in my truck, fresh water, and a full-blown toolbox. So when we go out, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand, is that my solar is in the truck with 3,000 watt inverter, and I plug my trailer right into the back of the truck with an extension cord. And run the whole trailer off that truck. I don't run the air conditioning and all that stuff. But
your solar panels are on your pickup?
Yeah. They're not on the canopy.
On the canopy of the pickup, okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have
it works awesome.
You don't have to worry about anybody stealing it off the camper when you leave the camper there by itself.
No.
Because that happens out in the Arizona
Not
desert.
at all. So I got 400 watts on the roof, and I got four lead acid Trojan golf cart batteries.
Yeah, that's what I have in my Snap-on truck.
They like the guy said I can get 12 years out of them. So that's why I try to weigh the difference between lithium and see, and that's the thing that not very many people know. Is that in the RV industry, the 6-volt lead acid batteries is what that's the standard. Anything above that or below that.
Right? It always has been.
So
I've actually got that. I've got the AGMs in mine, but I have the 6-volt golf cart batteries, but they're AGMs. They're not the
the only thing with AGMs you got to remember you can't put 85%,
right? Very true.
But I don't know. I've never. Although they work so good for me, I never had a problem. So we're what are we on? The sixth year now. So
yeah, and you can literally buy 4 of those AGMs for what one lithium costs, because the lithium's about $1,000.
Yeah, because the four lead acid in Canada was 720.
Yeah, so you could literally buy 5 of them for what one Battleborn.
Yeah.
What one Battleborn costs.
The thing. Like the guy at Canadian battery, which are pretty good. And he said you probably get 12 years out of these things. So.
Yeah, you can't beat that, and you can't beat the price. The other thing you got to look at is you're up there in Canada, and I think a lot of people don't know this, but the lithium doesn't do well in cold weather. If you're gonna put lithium in your rig, you've got to put them in a place. You either got to put a battery heater on them to keep them warm.
And that's a prime example. This year we were stuck in Canada because the borders shut, and we would have had to take all the lithiums and put them in somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Now you got to remember, we're living in a trailer.
Right.
So where are you going to put them?
Exactly. There's no place. You don't have any under storage or anything to put them. You literally have to put them under a bunk or find a place to store them until it warmed up enough. Yeah. And then you wouldn't have any solar. I mean, you wouldn't have any solar system.
No. Well, solar doesn't. I did a video on solar. It works, but it's not nowhere near what it is like in Arizona.
Yeah, you don't,
because we only get like today's the shortest day. And we only got like 9 hours of sun.
Right.
So and it's not really strong sun.
And you're in Alberta, right, Badge?
Right. Yeah.
So closer to East Coast or West Coast? Closer to East Coast.
We're right closer to the West Coast. We're directly north of Vegas.
Oh, okay. So you're
not in Alberta.
You're not too far from Vancouver then. Vancouver's just straight west.
No, we're 10 hours.
Oh, are you? Okay, that's quite a ways.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You're just straight north of Vegas. I've been to I've been to Toronto. I've been to Niagara Falls. I've been to Windsor, across from Detroit.
Yeah.
I've been to several places in Canada, but I've never been to anywhere on the West Coast in Canada.
No,
as a matter of fact, there's only 4 states in the lower 48 that I have, or 4 states in the United States I haven't been to, and that's Hawaii, Alaska, Washington State, and Oregon. But I've been to every other state in the United States. Yeah, that's what everybody says. The nicest ones in the United States I haven't been to. Now I've been to Idaho, like Utah.
It's kind of funny because you've been there and I've been there, and everybody says all these, but every state in the states and all the provinces are gorgeous anywhere. Like even Arizona, you can find some pretty nice spots.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Take Squatterville Ehrenberg. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, for sure. Well, even if you get up to northern Arizona, like Flagstaff is beautiful.
Yeah.
Sedona's really nice. Speaking of Sedona, my good buddy, my other good nomad buddy, the bread trucker, he's on his way there. He's headed from Florida all the way to Sedona. He rolled into Texas, I believe, or he was going through the state of Texas yesterday. I saw he went over to the bridge there in Little Rock, Arkansas. He's on his way. I was talking to him. He'd made it to Texas, and he's on his way to Sedona, Arizona. And the bread trucker, I'm trying to get him on the show. The man has actually went viral on TikTok. The kids app.
I can see that.
Yeah, the app that all the kids are crazy about, TikTok. I've had one for a couple of years, and I've never had any luck with it. But I don't really put any. I don't work with it very much. But he jumped on there, and he's within a week he's over 100,000 subscribers. So he is killing it on TikTok. He's already getting paid. He's monetized TikTok, and he's already getting paid.
If you've seen the video he did a video for Paula at Van Vita, and that was just super. Like he's a very well taught. He's very well taught. You know, he can talk.
He's a personality. He's got a really good personality. He comes across really well on camera. Unfortunately, all of us aren't like that, but Paul is a personality. He does it really well. Let's get back in. Just to let you know, Badge, I actually, I'll communicate with you, but then I also go to the room because we actually have a chat room. I don't know. Can you see it? Can you see the chat?
No.
You can't see it. It should be on one of your screens. Let's see. Step Van Dan says, I use lead deep cycle batteries. I think you know Step Van Dan, right, Badge?
Yeah. Yeah.
Random Nomad says, but with lithium with 100 amp hours is like 300 amp hours, though, versus lead acid. That's very true. I mean, that's why everybody is so crazy about the lithium batteries. Is because you get basically one lithium is what 2.5, 3 lead acids are. So I get that. I totally get it. Matilda says, how cold is still okay for lithium batteries? I think it's what, 32 degrees down about freezing. They start getting in.
Freezing is about now. Chrome has got two from Canadian battery, and they're heated. They're heated. They heated the case. They'll heat the case up before they charge it. Yeah.
They've got battery warmers built into the case. That's pretty smart.
Yeah.
That's really smart.
Yeah.
And if you don't know who Badge is referring to, he's referring to Chrome with Van City VanLife.
Van City Van.
Another Canadian. Several
He's a Canadian Paul Barger.
Several you Canadians up there. And then you have Just Incredible. He's in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And then,
he's in Vancouver.
Now, where is Chrome at? Is Chrome in Alberta? He's in Vancouver as well, right?
No. Chrome's in Vancouver too. Well, see now he took his van and he modified it and put some big tires on it and lifted it a bit. And now he's going into the bush a little more. So he's out of the Van City, but he still goes back and forth.
Right.
He's only within an hour of Van City, right?
He really, I haven't seen his channel in quite some time, but I jumped on his channel the other night and watched a couple of his videos from recent, and he's really done a lot with that van. I remember watching his channel when he very first started out, and that's the funny thing is Chrome and I pretty much started out on the van life thing on YouTube about the same time. And he just ran off and left me. He's another Paul Barger though. Both of those guys are really good on camera.
I call him the Paul Barger of Canada.
Right. He's
That's what he is.
I think he just had 126.
He can talk and he do the walk, and everybody can listen to him. He doesn't talk over anybody's head. And you talk to him in person or talk to him on video. That's Chrome, and that's like same way.
Yeah, same way. So have you actually hung out with Chrome?
I don't hang out because he's in Vancouver. I'm in Alberta.
Gotcha.
He usually comes by and visits all the time. So.
Gotcha. Well, it's funny because this time of year, Badge, I right now I'm usually getting my rig and getting everything ready to go to RTR.
Yeah.
Not this year.
No. It's a bad year, and and the thing is that it's hard for us because we're from Canada and we live full time in a trailer. So we travel all the time, and when we downsize, we don't have a house. This is it. And so when they close the border,
it makes it tough.
We still got winter clothes. And we still got boots, and we still got this. So like 3 years ago, I sold all my tarps.
Right.
And now this year I had to go buy all new tarps. Because we wrap it in insulated tarps, right?
Because you would have been in the Arizona desert this winter, correct?
Exactly. Working a heater in your truck.
My step van. Yeah. It's just been a mess. I was just watching. I was watching Aja and who else was I watching? Carolyn, and they're still Terry. They're all out there. Destination Unknown. They're all out there in Quartzsite.
Yeah,
but
it's really hard. It's really hard because you take all these nomad YouTubers like me and you aren't nomad YouTubers, but these people they travel for content, and they're not traveling. So they have no content. So it's really tough. See, like I'm a different channel. I'm just repair, and I take the stuff out of my head. So I got an unlimited supply.
Right.
And they don't have that option.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And that was the deal with the Nomad News when I got back over there and was looking for content, because that's what I need is content to do the Nomad News. I need to see what the nomads are doing. But if they're all static and they're not moving around and they're not doing a lot of content, there's not a lot of Nomad News to report on. But I'm going to get over there and make an attempt.
Like Nomad News is a good platform, because a lot of people like we keep track of about 120 channels.
Yeah.
So if we have something like Nomad News, we can just look into Nomad News and they tell you what's going on. Like blind view or something like that. They tell you what's going on. And you don't have to sit and watch the whole video, right?
Right. You get the juicy parts of every video. So you don't have to sit there and watch the whole thing. Yeah. Let's see. Matilda says, in SoCal, we should always be okay, right, Rav? Yeah, you should be. You're talking about with lithium batteries. I'm sure you're referring to Matilda. Good. Yeah, you'll be fine with lithiums anywhere in Southern California, because it's not going to get down to maybe 45 unless you get out to like the desert. If you get out in the Mojave, like if you're out in Joshua Tree or 29 Palms, you get out there, or even out in Death Valley, it does get down to freezing. But if you're around the LA area, anywhere close to the beach, you're going to be fine with lithium batteries.
The trick to lithium batteries is you keep them at 70, so wherever you keep moving to 70 and you're all right.
Yep, you chase the sun. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Cece in the room. Did you meet Cece at Van Build Badge? She was the one that came in and her van caught on fire.
Yeah. And they get her a van and all that.
Yep. She's in the room. So we got Cece in the room. We got Matilda, Random Nomad, Step Van Dan. Thanks for joining us, guys. So I guess everybody probably knows who Badge is, but if you don't know who Badge is the Mr. Fix-It. At the Van Build, he stays very busy because he donates and dedicates a lot of his time to helping out other nomads. And he were you a certified mechanic for years, Badge, or you just self-taught, or what? Because you're a diesel mechanic, right? Were you a diesel?
I'm licensed gas and diesel.
Yep. And And, I didn't remember that it was actually you that did the dowel pin in Seven's step van, but you're the one that did that dowel pin for him.
Yeah.
I got a question for you on my Snap-on truck. It's the 24 valve, 5.9, but it's the 24 valve, and it's got, I guess I worry because it's got that pump issue on the 24 valve, that if the pump goes out, it could cause you a lot of problems. So you're supposed to change the pump out. Should I get an OEM pump, or should I go with a aftermarket?
The injector pump or the fuel pump?
I think it's the injector pump, isn't it?
No, I think it's probably the one that Barber changed on the side, right?
Could be.
Fuel pump.
Well, they say it goes out about every 6 years to 100,000 miles, I guess. And mine's about 6 years old. It was replaced about 6 years ago, so it's probably due to be changed.
I don't think it'd be the P pump.
But they say if it goes bad, that it can cause you a lot of problems. And I guess it's like the dowel pin and the 6BT. This fuel pump, the OEM fuel pump on this 24 valve is a weak link. And they talk about upgrading it to a different pump. I think it was the P pump, but I could be mistaken. I'll have to look it up and get back with you.
Yeah, I think it's a fuel pump inside the engine. They're a weak link. I'm surprised. Paul got that many years out of his.
Paul Barger, he's got the Paul's got on his 4BT. It's got the same kind of pump.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Wow.
So this is a transfer pump. There's a transfer pump up on the left-hand side, just by the fuel filter, and it brings the fuel from the tank, and then it pushes that up to the P pump. Yeah.
But what I was told by the Snap-on guy that I bought my truck from, he was saying that if that pump goes bad, it could cause a lot of other damage. Is that true? Or do you not know what he's talking about? No.
I don't know. I never seen pumps are usually bulletproof. So I don't know what he's talking about. Because the P pump is one of the Bosch P pump is one of the best fuel pumps on the market. Because the thing is that it's idiot proof and anybody can change this thing. Where other ones you have to time it and play with it, right? I've never heard that with a P pump, but it's like any something goes wrong with one of the injector nozzles, it'll go right through, right?
Right.
But I've never heard of that one.
The 24 valve is still a 6BT, isn't that correct, Badge? It's just electronic.
Oh, yeah.
It's got the electronic fuel rail on it.
Yeah,
it's got it does have a lot more power than the manual, I guess, supposedly. I don't know about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say twice, but it's got a good hum. See, that's a good thing about electronics. Is you can buy a chip for it, and you can change it from whatever. I think most of them are around 220, 225, and you can pump them right up to 400, 450.
Right, horsepower. And what would that be torque-wise, like 1,200 pounds of torque?
Pretty close. Nine something.
Yeah, that'd be almost as much power as you're going to get out of the Cummins. What is it? The 8.
8.3.
Yeah, the 8.3.
Yeah.
That a lot of school buses have in it.
That's actually remember they take that 6BT engine and put that in cement mixers and all kinds of hose, backhoes and loaders and everything because it's such a range of power.
Yep.
You can change it on a heartbeat.
Yeah, the thing about that, that Snap-on truck of mine is not a small vehicle, and I've told people, I said I can jump out on the freeway, and if I want to spend the money on the fuel, because it costs fuel, but if I want to get in it and jump out there and get in front of traffic, I have no problem doing that. I mean,
that's the thing.
It goes right. I mean, you put your foot in it and you're out there, like.
A lot of big vehicles aren't like that. 6BT 24 valve in a 06 Dodge. one ton, and I could put on a bobcat trailer, and I could still do 120 kilometers an hour.
You're right.
So I didn't say it was cheap on gas.
Right. So Wes, Transcendence Existence, because I took a picture. As a matter of fact, the last picture I took from RTR was when I ran into you and Wes, and there was somebody else that was at the laundromat. Oh yeah, Schoolypalooza. And when we were leaving, and I saw you guys at the laundromat, and I took a picture of all three of you guys, and I still never put that on my Instagram. I actually put a picture of
Wes is. Where is he? Nebraska now.
Is he Nebraska?
He's got a shop in Nebraska.
I thought he was in Wichita, Kansas.
Sorry, Kansas. You're right.
Yeah, Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah. He's doing roof raises and all that stuff.
He was talking about because him and Chris Penn from the Off Grid Schoolie. Yeah. Him used to be Chris Travels. Now he's Off Grid Schoolie.
Tiny home.
Now he just finished. He just finished that school bus, getting it painted, and man, that thing is nice. That raised roof school bus he's been working on for 3 years.
I was raging for about a week over that one.
He's
think about it. You take a look at that bus. You've seen it last year. And this thing looks like a piece of scrap that came out of the junkyard. And this thing is like a Taj Mahal on the inside.
Yeah, well,
it's unbelievable.
He just painted it now. I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah. It looks really good. It's really good.
Yeah, he put the Alcoa wheels on it, and Wes. Did you see that? Wes went in there, and they actually took all of that undercarriage that's wasted airspace. They actually cut all that out and built the undercarriage. Yeah, they actually built that all out. It's a really turned out to be a nice bus.
A lot of storage.
A lot of storage.
Yeah.
But he's got the 8.3 in that bus with the 3060 Allison. Is that correct? Or 3080?
Yeah. Who's this? Chris or Wes? I think they both have the same motor.
Chris Penn. In that big bus. He's got the 8.3.
Wes was going to dump one of his.
Yeah, he did. He says that
either an 8.3 or an L10.
Because he said that Wes actually they have it's called Schoolie Campus or Schoolie School or something like that they did that you can pay like $250 and they'll teach you everything.
They'll show you how to do it all.
Yeah, Schoolie Academy. That's what it's called.
Very good program.
Very good program. I was actually watching some of those videos, but Wes was talking about his bus, and that I guess his is 35 foot with a porch thing on the back of it that he hauls his motorcycle on. Yeah. But he was saying that his 5.9 is not quite. His bus is underpowered.
No. The 5.9 is quite. You got to put a. And that's what they didn't do. They didn't put the 25. If you put the 24 valve electronic, you'd probably be all right. But it's just if it's a mechanical, which most of them are. You just can't get the power out of them.
Right, because you can't tune. There's nothing to tune it or much you can do.
No. Well, you can change the nozzles and do all kinds of stuff. But the problem with like an 06 Dodge, when you start playing with power on that, one thing the trannies can't take it.
Right.
And
the transmission goes out.
The automatic can't take it, and the standard clutch can't take it. So when you put power to it, you have to it's just collateral damage. You just got to keep changing everything else, right?
Right. Yeah, and the first thing that goes is the transmission. Once you overpower that engine, once you tune the engine, you've overpowered the transmission, and the transmission is going to be very short-lived.
Yeah. See, like my old Dodge, I had three transmissions out of that. And now I got the 5.7 Dodge, and I don't even put that thing in tow mode to haul this trailer.
Right, it just pulls it right down the road.
It's way different.
So what would Wes have to do? He'd have to either change the fuel rail, or just get a 24 valve, or just get an 8.3.
I think he's talking an 8.3. I tried to get him into. I told him an L10, which is a little bit bigger, but
That's a cat engine.
Cummins. It's
it's a Cummins?
L10 is a Cummins. The one above the 8.3.
Oh, wow.
In between the 855 and the 8.3. I think they're a 10 liter. I think they're a 10 liter or something.
So, the 8.3 is like the 596 BT. It's a mechanical. It's all mechanical, just like the 6 BT, though, right? The 8.3.
No, but you can get electronic too.
Oh, you can.
And it's got a ton of power. Most of them are 350 horse, right?
Right. And I could be mistaken, but I heard, though, that engine, that 8.3, that 8.3, I think I'm pretty right on this, I think it weighs 1,700 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Consider, but the reason I'm saying that is if you take like, my camper, my Bertha my first camper that I was full time in, that thing's got a 440, big block 440 in it. That big block 440 only weighs like 780 or 800 pounds.
That's right. That's the difference between gas and diesel.
You're right. Is how heavy a diesel is.
Exactly.
If you put an 8.3 in a pickup, you'd have to build the whole suspension up to hold it.
You'd probably have to take the suspension out, put blocks in.
Yeah. Yeah, true. And it'd beat you to death.
Yeah.
That's probably why nobody's using those to swap into pickups. I did see
one. You could take a 7 and put a chip in it, and you'd have way more horse than you'll ever get out of 8.3.
Right, true. Yeah, if you tune it and put a chip in it, that's true. Yeah. I actually saw. Do you know have you seen D-Boss Garage, the YouTube channel?
No.
There's a YouTube channel called D-Boss Garage, and he's actually a diesel mechanic up there. He's a diesel expert up there in Canada. I'm not sure where in Canada he is, though, but he's got a really popular YouTube channel, and I talked to him when he first started his channel. I think he's got close to 1 million subscribers or something like that now, but when he first started, he took a Tahoe, like a 2010 Tahoe, Chevy Tahoe, and pulled the 350 out of it and put a 4BT Cummins in it. And that's what he started his channel. That's what he started his channel on, and now he's just doing all kinds of diesel swaps. But he did
it's not a big deal now because Ken Krause in Montana, Billings, Montana. You take him a Chevy, a Dodge, a Ford, and say, okay, Ken, put in a 6BT, 12 valve or 24, whatever you want. $18,000 done.
For how much?
18. That's what a brand new motor.
That's what a brand new motor. That's actually not a bad deal.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, if you got a really good body for $10,000 and then put a brand new engine in it, you'd have a 20.
It might be a little more now, but that was a couple of years ago. But, you take the guys who got the 6-liter boat anchors. And they love the truck, which I've got to admit the truck is pretty good. And put a Cummins in it. It's fun.
Then you get a really good rig. That's very true.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's jump in here. I'm going to jump in here really quick and show the D-Boss Garage. So he's got 465,000 subscribers, and I remember when he started this channel not that long ago. But I wished I knew where he was in Canada, but he's a fellow Canadian up there. I'm surprised you haven't heard of him. He's in Dunnville, Ontario.
Yeah, Dunnville, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the other side of the country from you, isn't it?
Okay, so Hawaii.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Oh, is it? Wow.
Yeah, not Dunnville. I'm from Sarnia.
Okay. But he does all kinds of diesel swaps, and it's interesting to watch his. It is interesting to watch his channel. But the other day, the reason I brought him up is he had a guy on there that he had I think it was a Ford. And the guy did a cat swap. He put a cat engine in it.
Yeah.
That cat 30, what is it, a 3060 or I can't think of the name.
3208?
3208. Yeah, he put a 3208 in a pickup. It's a big motor for a pickup. I was going to see if I could find that video. It's actually a pretty interesting video. But it was just a flatbed pickup. I mean, it wasn't anything really fancy. It was just a flatbed pickup with straight, just a regular cab.
You can put almost anything in. I seen a Ford van, and the guy had taken a tractor and put the Perkins engine and transmission in it, and it was just fine.
Wow. So here's a diesel swap that he did, Bad. Let's see what it says here. See if I can bring it up.
Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus.
We gotta get through the
together,
advertising.
The greatest stories and characters, the largest.
All right, guys, welcome to the channel. You'll know that we bought a 1993 F-350 with a 460 gas in it. Figured to give you guys an update on it. Right now, there's a lot of things kind of going on in the background while we don't have a truck.
But anyway, that's the kind of thing he does, is he'll take a Ford like that, and he's going to probably put a 6BT or something in it.
Yeah,
that's a pretty interesting channel.
I can't remember. There's a company in the States. They have you can buy the adapter ring. So put a 6BT and you got to buy the valve housing adapter, and you can bolt it right up to the Ford transmission.
Right. Yeah. I've actually seen that. That used to be the big thing doing the swap, was everybody trying to figure out how to adapt the engine to the transmission, trying to build a plane.
When we grew up in the 60s, it wasn't a big deal. They put any motor in any car.
Right. Yeah, you just swapped them out. Everything was mechanical. There wasn't any computers, so you just took them and swapped them out.
You can't do that. Why not?
My first car was a 78 Trans Am, and it had the 403 small block in it, and I blew that thing up, and I ended up buying an old Buick that only had like 33,000 miles on it, or 32,000 miles. That it was owned by an elderly lady, but that thing was a boat. You know what I mean? It was a big car, but it had a
motor in it, though.
Yeah, it had a 455 Olds in it. So we pulled that 455 Olds out of it and bored it 30 over and dropped that thing into my Trans Am, and I put a Top Gun nitrous oxide system on it, put a Hurst shifter in it, put a God, I can't remember what that high performance a T and can't remember what the transmission was. It was a high performance drag transmission with a Hurst shifter and Hurst traction bars. I went all out on it.
T10.
Yeah. And that thing was, I called it the Screaming Eagle because it would run. It would flat out run.
There's no weight.
411 posi tractor rear end, that thing would move.
The only thing slowing down was the gas station.
That's true. Yeah, but the truth is, Badge, back then, I could put $10 in that thing and drive it for 2 or 3 days, because $10 would give you over a half tank. Because gas was, $1, 99 cents, 89 cents a gallon or something like that.
Yeah.
We got, we got Jared. You guys taking call-ins. No, I'm not set up right now for call-ins, Jared. I apologize. We're not actually taking any call-ins. Hopefully that'll be something that I can add to the show. I actually have a piece of equipment here that's my mixer, and it's actually got a thing where you can hook an iPhone to it so you can take call-ins, but unfortunately, I bought the thing. It wasn't cheap, but it's never worked. Never been able to get it to work, but I got to get a hold of Zoom that makes it and see if I can get them guys to either give me another one or help me get this one working so we could take some call-ins. So I wanted to say, I want to jump in here because I actually went to your YouTube channel, Badge, and those Rice Krispie treats with those big fat Canadian marshmallows that you guys made looked absolutely delicious. I've never seen marshmallows like that.
It was crazy, because we got these maple marshmallows. Everything in Canada is maple, right?
Yeah, I've never even seen those.
Maple marshmallows. So the first year we go down with 2 bags. And everybody loved them, right? So last year, we went down with a case, like 10, 12 bags. And we didn't back with any. So now we didn't go down this year, and can we get some of them marshmallows? So yeah, we've been sending them all over the place. So, yeah.
You could probably make a good side hustle badge since you're not doing a lot of mechanic work by selling those maple marshmallows.
It costs a lot of money to send them down.
Yeah, that's true. So guys, everybody that's in the room, I'm going to be posting a link right now in the room in the chat for you guys. That's actually it's a link to Bad's YouTube channel. So if you want to go watch him and his lady make some of these rice, what do you guys call them here in the States? We call them Rice Krispie treats, but you called them something else.
Yeah, crispy squares.
It's crispy squares.
Yeah, maple. That's fun. That's funny because we got the problem is that this time is this whole year has been terrible. There's no humor out there at all. So me and Al, and Saucy decide to do this thing, and it was just funny. The dog still laugh about that.
I saw that. Yeah. Your girl didn't know what to think about that though when she asked you for a pan or for a bowl and you handed her or dog. She asked you for a pan and you handed her the dog pan.
The dog bowl. Yeah.
It looked like those Canadian marshmallows were so thick though that you were having to do most of the stirring there because it looked like they were.
No, she did most of it. It was well, except for when we put the Crispies in. But she did most of the marshmallows. It's pretty tough. That stuff pretty thick. But those marshmallows are so good.
Yeah, they looked amazing.
They're so good. The maple one.
One of our regulars left the room, Matilda. I don't know if you've probably already left, but if not, thanks for joining us, Matilda, and Merry Christmas to you as well. Random Nomad says I'll have to check it out once the stream is done. Yeah, it looked pretty amazing. They look pretty amazing. So, can you just buy those marshmallows in like any supermarket there? I guess.
No,
I guess they're just
in Canada. It's all superstore. Like President's Choice, like it's a whole chain. But the funny thing about it is they're made in Minnesota. I think it is, or Wisconsin.
Wow.
And the thing, a friend of mine found them. What was that? Huh? On the East Coast somewhere. And found they were the same thing, but different bag, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're not actually Canadian marshmallows. They're actually United States marshmallows. You guys just lay claim to them.
Yeah.
But they call them maple marshmallows.
Probably goes in there and says, okay, make us 5,000 or 6,000 pounds of these marshmallows.
Wow.
So they make a batch and send them to Canada.
Smart. They looked amazing. I'd never even heard of them, Badge, until I saw your YouTube video. I'd never even heard of them. Didn't know there was any such thing as Canadian maple marshmallows.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Freedom Dove. Hey, Freedom Dove. What's going on, girl? Good to see you. Freedom Dove says bad echo on Badge's end. I don't hear it. Does anybody else hear Badge's echo? I don't hear an echo. So what do you think, Badge? You think I was trying to figure out what to title this video exactly, and I was actually going to title it RTR 2021 to see if I could stir up some controversy because I think 2020. I think RTR jumped the shark last year or this year. Don't you think so? Even after COVID, even when things come back, even if COVID hadn't kind of decimated 2020, I still don't think there would have been an RTR this year. Do you? Or this coming up in 2021? Do you think there would have been one?
It's hard to say because if they can make a dollar, they'll have it. But
yeah,
the problem is that it's got too big. It got way too big. It's way out of manageability now.
They're a victim of their own success, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah.
Another thing, though, is I actually was watching a video by Line Screw, and he made a good point that a big part of the problem was that I guess a big part of the problem was that, Bob doesn't want to have any fun. A lot of people travel out to that thing because they want to have some fun. And Bob does, he doesn't, he didn't want to have any fun.
I don't even know if I want to get into that one. I know the guy, and
yeah,
it's like watching paint dry, I tell you.
But that's why, that in all seriousness, that's why the Party R got so popular so quick. And I don't know, I think that might have rubbed Bob the wrong way as well. But the Party R got
so what? But
yeah.
The Party RTR is all the party, and you know the guys, and I know the guys.
Yep.
And all they want to do is get together and talk to everybody. You're stuck in the desert for 3 months. So what are you going to do? Sit in your RV at the LPVA and do nothing? They want to meet people and have drinks with people and that. So that's all the park yard was. If Bob would have went over there and grabbed a big hug, that would have been a big deal.
I completely agree. I mean, that's the first year I went in 2019, and that's exactly where I headed, was to the Party R. I went right to the Party R. 2019 was the last really good year of the RTR was 2019.
Yeah. Like the guys, and I know like Barger and Kyle and Aja and all them people. You know just the same as me. And they're the nicest people on the planet.
Right.
And all they want to do is sit around, have a couple beer, and play a couple songs. That's it. That's all they want to do. And so Bob thinks that everybody should play to his tune, and I don't buy it. So the Party RTR have got my vote because they went and they jammed the RTR in the spot where nobody could go, and the party went right beside them.
Right.
It's BLM land.
Well, you were there in
nobody owns it.
Exactly. You were there in 2018, because in 2018, that's when the big thing happened with Nomadic Fanatic. When they set up their little, little karaoke thing, and Bob actually went down there and told them to turn the music off and stuff. So that was a big, and that's why the next year they did the Party R, which that's where the best time was at the Party R.
This is such a gray area, because the problem is I knew everything that went on. And the problem was like I know these people like Eric and Aja and Kyle and Paul and all them guys. They're the nicest people on the planet. And the music wasn't really that loud.
Right. Well, Tyle's got the stage set up, and he's got the big setup now, and it's great. I mean, the last year in the end of the 2019, you had the van build, you had the Boondockers Bash, and then you had the RTR, and Tile and Aja, they all had that set up at the van build, and then they had it at the Boondockers Bash, and then it moved over to we didn't move, it just stayed basically because RTR was in Parker. So it was, but the funny thing is it was the van build that was in Parker. But by the time RTR came around, I'd already moved to Quartzsite, and that's where the party R was.
Wow. The RTR was halfway between La Paz
fairgrounds. Yeah, it was pretty desolate from what I saw. I didn't even go, and I don't know anybody that did.
I never
even ventured over there.
That's the thing that happened to the RTR. Now, if Bob would have done his homework and said, okay, the RTR is for people that get into the Nomad. Like a year, 2 years, and you want to learn how to do stuff, come to the RTR and we'll teach you. That's what it was originally designed for.
Right.
That was originally. Now, if you guys want, if all you YouTubers want to get together and have a party, go over to the Party RTR.
Right. That's exactly what I said.
Which ain't a problem.
Yep. That's exactly what I said. The funny thing is I wish I would stop saying that. I say that like 50 times every episode. But the RTR, for those of you who never went, people don't understand how big a draw it is for people that came to the last in 2019. A lot of people came to that RTR just to see YouTubers. It was the craziest thing. You would see people there that were out looking for YouTubers. They were out looking for Camper Van Kevin and all of these different big YouTubers. They wanted to see YouTubers. And then all the YouTubers ended up moving on.
That's like I said though. Like they missed the ball. Like they had like you take for instance the one you're talking about. They had 10,000 people there. And now if all the YouTubers there had to been probably 1,000 of them, I would say.
Probably.
And Bob should have got them guys together and say, okay, at 3 o'clock at this entrance, we're going to have a signing.
Right.
And all the YouTubers can get there and sign autographs and do it all. They really missed the boat on that one. Just like at the drag race. Same one.
I totally agree. I totally agree with that. And, instead of just everybody just kind of mulling around, in their own little cliques, which is kind of the way it was.
Try to fight with them.
Yeah.
Just work with it.
Yep. I totally agree. Freedom Dove says, I think a separate RTR and Party R is a good thing. Well, the thing is, Freedom Dove is, it is a good thing. But the thing is in 2019, which was the last big RTR, you had the Party R was literally right next to the RTR, but there was a wash in between the two. But I walked over one night to the RTR because Paul Barger was actually in the RTR in Step Van Row, and I was parked in my RV with another friend of mine. Her and I parked over in the Party R when we first came in. So I walked over one night to the RTR to see Paul, and it was maybe 10:15 or 10:20, and I got over there and there wasn't a light on anywhere, and you could have heard a pin drop. I mean, it was so quiet at 10 o'clock because everybody shut it down because they were terrified of Bob. But then you go back to the R and it was nice. Oh, we might have lost Badge. Looks like we lost him. He's up there in Canada and doesn't have a really good internet connection. So he must have we must have lost him, or his phone might have went dead because he was on his phone. Anyway, guys, I want to show you. I got some of Badge's stickers here, and these are stickers from RTR that he handed to me at RTR. If anybody wants one, I'm going to keep one for myself. But if you guys want one, whoever leaves me the best couple of comments, I'll pick up some comments after the show's over. Comment what you think of the show or what we discussed, and let me know, and I'll send you one of Badge's. Stickers. Oh, there we go. We got him back. I was just showing everybody Badge. I got some of your stickers right here, buddy.
Yeah.
Badge. Everybody wants one.
Everybody
needs one. Yep. So I'm going
if you
to.
Run out, let me know. Send you some down.
Okay. I'm going to give them to some of the listeners. Whoever makes the best comment in the comment section after the show's over. And guys, if you haven't subscribed, if you'd hit that subscribe button, I would appreciate it. And if you've enjoyed the show, give us a thumbs up, and it helps us in the YouTube algorithm. Let's see what Freedom Dove says. Freedom Dove says, I love you, Rav and Badge. Is that a good comment? That's a great comment.
That's a great comment.
Step Van Dan says, great stickers. Keep my van running because I put it on. Keeps my van running because I put it on the hood.
He wants the border open so I go down and fix it.
Right. Yeah. I think everybody wants the border open so you can get down here, Badge. Have you done any diesel heater installations this winter?
Yeah, matter of fact, I didn't physically put my finger on it, but Paula from Van Vita Travels did hers.
Oh.
I phoned her and told her how to do it.
So, you basically walked her through it.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what you might do, Badge, is just do a little, do a YouTube video, but, charge like $15-20 to show somebody exactly how you put it all together. Do like a little informative video. Yeah, I know.
Nah, it's against my green.
I know.
You're
all about paying it forward. That's why you have such good karma.
Exactly.
That's why you have such good karma.
Freedom Dove says, we don't make nothing off the soap. So.
Right. We missing Badge here this year. Stupid Rona. Where are you at, Freedom Dove? Are you? I know in your suburban overlander. Where are you in Arizona right now, Freedom Dove? Freedom Dove says, Badge is like me. I just want to teach, no charge. So my question to you is, Badge, is I know you've been full-time for like 20 years. What do you do to earn an income? That's what everybody wants to know. I mean, a lot of people go to the RTR to try to figure out how they can actually generate an income and live on the road full-time. I think that's probably the number one hottest question. So do you get like a retirement pension or from Canada, or like how do you do it?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah,
Okay.
retirement pension from Canada. And then we just living. That's like with the pension. With the pension, we couldn't live in a house.
Right.
We can afford. So that's why we got the trailer. But the trailer, we can live quite comfortable.
Gotcha. I think that, well, it's, it's a lot of people. I mean, the same way for me, it's, I'm in LA, and, I had a big studio in downtown Long Beach that I rented for 7 years, and it was $3,300 a month. Yeah. And then I look back, $3,300 a month times 12 times 7 years, I could have bought a house and paid for it in Texas or, so many other states, and it's just money gone. So I said, even if I stayed here in this vicinity of the Los Angeles vicinity, which I'm ready to get out of, but at one time I was pretty in love with this place and didn't want to leave, but I couldn't afford to stay here anymore, or I didn't want to pay these exorbitant rent costs, and that's one reason I went into vehicle dwelling. But it's just you just save so much money.
Yeah. Yeah, like you still have the same amount of cost to live.
Yeah.
Like if you can't live, moving into a vehicle ain't gonna help you any.
Exactly.
But like when you live, and then you save the rent, and you're. It's a lot of money. Like
it is.
We had to go and rent a house in Edmonton. It was like $1,800 just for the rent. We don't even make that much.
Yeah. And then you add utilities on top of that, because nobody pays the utilities anymore. So then you got electric and gas and insurance and everything else. I kind of worry about this pandemic. I have this feeling that we, everybody's kind of just still moving forward. But I have a bad feeling that, because we're locking everything down again here in the States. Here in LA, everything is shut down again.
Yeah, they're trying to do it here too.
And I have a bad feeling that this may be the one that breaks the camel's back. Because I went a couple of mornings ago over to the bank. Here, I said it on one of my last podcasts. I went to the bank. I got to the bank at 6:30 because I have two banks. I have Bank of America and I have Wells Fargo, but I pay my bills out of my Wells Fargo account. So I went to, and the banks are right next to each other. They're literally side by side. So I go to Bank of America to the ATM to pull my cash out to deposit into the ATM in the Wells Fargo. Well, there's no cash. You can't get cash. There's no cash at the Bank of America. No. Well, I was like, So I walk around to the Wells Fargo. The Wells Fargo doesn't have any cash either. I'm like, well, I guess I'll have to drive to a different branch and grab some cash. And then while I was at the Bank of America, there was like 4 Hispanic guys there. And one of the guys goes, man, this is the 5th Bank of America I've been to, and none of them have any cash. And so it made me go, huh? And then I walked.
It's going to get worse.
It's going to get worse. That's what I'm saying. And then I walked a little ways from there over to the grocery store to go into the grocery store and buy a couple of things. And as I crossed the street, I saw a moderately attractive, probably 32 to maybe 34 she might have been 27, 28. She was in that age range, moderately attractive woman, and with a really nice body, pretty lady. And she was holding a sign, a cardboard sign, made out of like poster board. It wasn't like a box or something that she ripped apart. It was like a poster board sign she got like at a craft store or something. And it said on there, "I have 2 kids. I lost my job in like August or something like that. I lost my job in August due to COVID. I can't afford to buy my 2 kids anything for Christmas. Anything that you can give helps." And I was like, and I said to myself, oh, because I hadn't seen anything like that. I've wondered if we would, but I think that's going to be the tip. I think this is going to be the tipping. Everybody's really worried about 2020 and how bad 2020's been. I really worry that 2021 may be a lot worse. That may be with it, right around the new year, maybe when the dam here in LA breaks and everything really goes to hell in a handbasket. Hopefully not, but we'll see.
Because I think that there's millions of people down there like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can't just shut the country down, and you just can't do it. I don't know how the mums and pops are going to survive.
Oh, they're not.
The only reason that Amazon and Walmart's doing that is because it's no touchy, no feely.
Yeah, and people are ordering everything offline.
They're surviving.
They're ordering everything offline right now because they still got enough money.
Yeah,
so how are things? Is everything locked down up there? What's going on up in Canada? Because I really don't know what's going on up there.
Well, Canada is its own. It's a little different because they control the situation very good, and we don't have nowhere near the numbers that you guys got.
Right.
But like when we're you got to remember that Canada, in LA County, from the ocean to maybe Palm Springs, that whole LA County area.
Yeah, we have the population of the entire country of
Canada. 33 million.
Right. So it's sporadically. See, people are spread out.
It's a little different scenario.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but the thing is that it's locked down right now. But it's not. It's just you can't move and can't move across the borders, and you can't. Like even for Christmas, you can only allow whoever's in the house, and maybe two more people can come and visit. That's about it. But the problem is that we don't have the numbers. You know,
right?
And
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
Really.
Step Van Dan says, "I haven't had a paycheck for a year now, scraping like a fool." Yeah, I think that's a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
The funny thing is, there I go saying that again. The thing I think about though is being vehicle dwellers. We were ahead of the curve on that one because we don't have a lot of these people. I have a lot of friends here in LA that are paying crazy amounts of money for rent, and they haven't paid rent in months. And they don't know what they're going to do.
The funny
thing
about it, like say 17, we started going to the States all the time. And we thought we were poverty stricken. We're living in a trailer, living on very little money. And we thought, we made it work because you just have to, you don't have to, you don't use your credit cards or nothing. And then we get down to this year, and we're like the high paid ones this year. So it's kind of weird, really, but.
Well, let me ask you this, Badge. Up there in Canada, because down here it can be very tricky. You've been in the States, you've boondocked here in the States and been all over the States, and it can be tricky pulling a camper and camping places. And the Walmart's just over 1,000 Walmarts just did away with overnight parking. There's no more overnight parking in Walmart here in the States.
I can see that coming.
I did too. Do you have a piece of property up there, or do you stay at an RV park? Or
no. No, so what we do is the biggest thing we try to do is find friends that we can boondock on their land or whatever. Like down the states we use BLM. Up here we use Crown land when we can. But we got a friend here that's got 300 acres, so he said, "Oh yeah, just stay there." And, we just don't use our own stuff. We have our own power. We get our own water, everything. So it doesn't really cost them for us to be here. We cut the grass, clean up the trees, and we'll keep an eye on the place, stuff like that.
Gotcha. Totally makes sense. Yeah, I was just wondering how you were, how you're doing up there, because that's one of the problems here. In Southern California, parking is it's so hard to find parking, and even like trying to rent an RV space for a month, you might in some places you could rent an apartment because it's $700, $800, $900. Some places, if you're close to the beach, is $1,200, $1,300 a month for an RV, just an RV place to be. So I was just wondering how you
that's the thing like Vancouver, for instance. All the snowbirds couldn't, you go down around there, like seeing it everywhere. Yuma, Quartzsite, Ehrenberg, Parker, Lake Havasu. The places are barren because none of the Canadians are there.
Oh yeah,
and that's going to have a huge effect on them.
Right.
Like I'm thinking that I'm not perfect, but I think that Canadians probably drop anywhere from 30 to 50 million a year down there in the wintertime.
Yeah, it's just
and
like
that's a lot of money.
Minnesota and Wisconsin, Michigan, they all of those snowbirds, they head to Florida during the winter. So yeah, it totally makes sense. But I don't think people are just traveling around. It's not, people even in the States aren't moving around like they usually do. But there are some people, a lot of the tribe and stuff are in Quartzsite. I saw not a lot of them, but they look like there's probably 10 or 15 rigs out there for Thanksgiving.
There's not even. We were talking to Russ, and I figured he was half of what there was last year.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only 3 hours. It's only 3 hours for me.
Do you really want the border to be open if that's the problem? If you have that many numbers, like
I don't think that's the problem though. But you guys wouldn't want people coming up from the States into Canada if you guys don't have a big problem with the with the COVID though. You wouldn't want it'd be risking it having people coming north into Canada. It probably wouldn't be it wouldn't be a big deal for you guys coming south because you don't have the numbers in Canada. But if you had people migrating from down here up there, it could cause a breakout I guess up there.
Well, that's what they're worried about.
Yeah, that's what they're worried about.
And the problem is that I don't see. We're in Canada, so and the problem was that we lost our travel insurance. We only had 2 weeks. 2 weeks to get back when COVID broke out because we lost our travel insurance. So you know how much and you know how much the hospital costs down there. So do you really want to crapshoot it? Think we can probably make it? No.
Not at all. Yeah, that does make sense.
See, and this year, we're not nomads. We're travelers. We keep moving around, try to go spots and stuff. And since we come back from COVID, this trailer hasn't moved 1 mile. It's stationary since we come back in March.
You haven't went anywhere since March.
No.
Wow. No. Well, all right, Mr. Badge. Usually run this thing about an hour. The last few episodes we went over. We're pushing an hour and 15, so I'm going to let you go. But I do want to thank you so much, buddy, for coming on, and really enjoyed catching up with you. Too bad it's not in person at RTR, but I don't know. What do you think? Do you think we'll ever have anything like an RTR again? I think it's done. What do you think?
I think they'll have the RTR. The RTR is a major institution. They just got to get the ground rules. Like Like one. I told Bob all this stuff 2 years, and you gotta have people that are the maximum of 2 years that have been nomads, and get it back down to where it's manageable, like 2,000 to 3,000 mark, not this 10, 15,000. And if he can get the license from BLM, which is very expensive, and then put a party area next to it, or the YouTube get together, whatever you want.
Well, the other thing,
I know people go there to see the YouTubers. I know that. I'm not that naive. But the thing is that you gotta cater to these people. And the Bob Wells of the world, all he wants to do is teach people how to live in vans.
Right.
So that's what he has to do. And if you got 5 or 6 thousand YouTubers running around, how can you do that?
Exactly.
So you got to get back to what he used to do.
The other thing, I know that Bob doesn't want to do it because he's just like you, all about paying it forward and doing free stuff. And that's what he, that's where he started Cheap RV Living, was so he could, teach people for free, how to van dwell and be a vehicle dweller. But the truth is, as large as RTR God, I think that it stressed him out a lot, which I know it did, because I heard that he was very stressed out the last year, that it was really big in 2019. He was overwhelmed by it, and he was overwhelmed by the amount of money, because even the dumpsters were like 20, I don't know, it was like 20 grand just for the dumpsters. I think he really needs. I think he needs to
run it the way it should be. And last year it was run by the people.
Right.
Now
I really think
I never go to it anyway because I don't. It's not for me.
Right.
I've been at this for 25 years. So why would I have to go there and learn how to cook in a stove or do how to wash my clothes with no money and. It's like that's what people have to remember. The RTR is not a get together. It's a place for people to get together to learn how to do stuff.
Right.
And
very right.
A person that's been at it for 25 years is not a place to go to the RTR.
Yeah. That's why you came in more handy at the van build. You think there'll be another van build?
That's what I do.
What do you think about all this? I don't want to drudge this up, but I guess there's, there's drama going on with Jamie and that whole bus thing that he was building out for I can't think of her name. And I guess that all went sideways, but you think she would understand with COVID and everything that could happen. I made a comment he should just give her the bus and give her the money.
About it yesterday. And the thing about it is somebody is feeding her information because she knew more about this van than anybody. And Jamie hasn't got a bad bone in his body.
Right.
And like I told him, just get out of it.
Yeah, that's what I
made. Give her the van and here's the stuff. And if you want to do it. Because all it's going to do is blemish him. And he has got like you got Cece on the chat. She can tell you.
Yeah, right.
Like this guy doesn't know her. She doesn't know him. And he comes out and gives her a van.
Yeah, for sure.
Like come on. Really? So I just think it's. I think Jamie brought it up, but then I think it's just a. I don't think it's that. I just think it's they got to get it straightened out because it's going to drag a lot of stuff down.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think you just can't make everybody happy, and the only thing Jamie can do now is just give her the bus, give her whatever's left over in the GoFundMe, because it seems like she's thinking that he's taking the GoFundMe money, I guess, instead of giving or putting it in her bus or whatever. I don't know.
Well, I can tell you, Jamie would never take one nickel. I'll guarantee you that, because he doesn't need the money. He's not rich or nothing, but that's not Jamie Damon. He puts out a GoFundMe account like CC. CC, for instance, they took GoFundMe money, and they put it in, built the van, got it on the road, got her all fixed up, and then any money that was left over, they give the CC to buy clothes, and it was done.
Yep. Well, I think another thing is with Liz, isn't her name Liz, I believe?
Something like that.
One of the things is for people that don't know, because I did a tour of, oh my gosh, I can't think of her name. The first bus that Jamie did, that he gave to the blonde chick that's the survivalist girl.
What's her name?
Starts with an R.
Tamara?
Can't think of her name. But anyway, I did a bus tour at Schoolie Palooza of her bus that Jamie did for her. It's very practical. She made it nice, but I think what I kind of got the impression, which was what Liz should know, is Jamie he's not, because when people build these rigs out, sometimes they're spending like $60,000 to build the inside of these rigs out to make them that Instagram pretty. You know what I mean? And it sounds like that's what she's expecting is Instagram pretty. And what Jamie does is build something that is practical, that you can you can live in. It's just livable. He's not building you some Pinterest pretty. Yeah, he's not building you anything like that. If you're going to do that, you got to do it yourself. So it kind of seemed like your expectations was through the roof.
Funny that come this way, but with COVID and all that stuff, I wouldn't blame it on that. But I don't know. I don't have all the answers for it, but I think there's something going on.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Well, look for a Nomad News badge. We're working on an episode of Nomad News, so it'll be back on the other channel here pretty soon. But I want to thank you, buddy, for joining me here on the American Nomad podcast. It's been really great having you. So glad to actually get a nomad on here and get to talk to a nomad. Makes me feel good, because I have a lot of nomads that watch this podcast. So can't thank you enough, badge. Hopefully I'll get to see you again in person sooner than later.
Yeah.
Well, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year, buddy. Hope you have a better 2021 than 2020.
Yeah. Get Barger on here.
I will. Send him a message. Tell him he needs to get on, because he's. That's the problem. That's the problem when people get so big. It happens to all of them. Then they don't want to have anything to do with smaller YouTubers anymore.
I don't know. Me and Barger get along really good. I told him about Paul, and he went on Paul's channel.
So did he? Okay.
So
well, he's busy. He's got a lot of things going on. I'm sure I'll get him on.
Barger's a good guy.
Oh yeah, he is. He's one of my best friends. So in the Nomad community, he's my best Nomad friend.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Badge.
Okay, buddy.
I'm going to put your link in the description, so hopefully we'll get you some more subscribers if somebody doesn't know who you are.
We're turning the subscribers off in January. We don't care.
Okay.
We just want the views.
Gotcha. All right, Badge.
Okay. Right on.
Thanks, buddy. All right, guys. Well, we're an hour and 23 minutes into this thing. I always try to keep it. I want to keep it to an hour, but that has just not been happening. Freedom Dove says, I don't know what's going on with Paul. Well, he's been out in Florida, Freedom Dove, working on a Volkswagen bus that he had, and he got done with that, I guess. I think he put it up for sale. And he hit the road day before yesterday, heading towards Sedona, Arizona. So he's on the road right now. And he just went TikTok famous. He has got about 100,000 TikTok subscribers in less than a couple of weeks. So he's He's trying to sell, Random Nomad says. Okay, I thought he might have sold it. I knew he put it up for sale. I thought he was building it the van life out of, but I guess he was just getting it painted and getting the window glass and stuff in it so he could sell it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me here on the American Nomad Podcast. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Look at that B camera. So this new B camera is actually my old iPhone 6S Plus. It did so much better than the Nikon that I usually use for B camera. You remember last podcast, the whole podcast went wonky and we lost sound with Mr. John Leonard because of the Nikon. So I decided to try to use my old phone, and looks like it's working pretty good. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me here on the American Nomad Podcast. That's going to do it for this episode. I hope to see all of you guys back here on Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And until next time,
thank you for listening to the American Nomad Podcast. Until next time, keep looking up because that's where it all is. Thank you for listening to the American Nomad Podcast. Until next time, keep looking up because that's where it all is. Thank you for listening to the American Nomad Podcast. Until next time.
This software is still not perfect. Anyway, guys, have a great, without the echo, Freedom Dove. That's another reason we changed out the camera so we wouldn't have an echo. Peace and positive vibrations, guys. Later days.